Hi everyone, my name is Carissa.
And my name is Michelle.
We're going to talk about our favorite programming algorithm in Python Turtle that we think is very vital for coding projects, an algorithm called loop. We're going to explain the basics of the loop command so that you can understand how and when to utilize this key coding algorithm.
Loop might seem pretty complicated at first, but once you get the hang of it, it's pretty easy. So, how do you write the command for a loop? First, choose a variable to incorporate in the loop that isn't too confusing. Then you want to write for, and then the variable you chose. For example, we're going to use I, the most common variable for loop, in range. Then a group of parentheses and a colon. Make sure you add a colon at the end of the command or else it won't work. Every line you would like to include inside your loop, you must indent by pressing the Tab key on your keyboard or pressing the space key twice. I'm going to draw circles that I would like to loop multiple times. Inside the parentheses, type the number of times you would like to repeat the pattern that is in your loop. For example, if you type the number 6 inside the parentheses, the lines of code that are indented will repeat 6 times. In this case, my circle will repeat 6 times. This is the basic format of loop. You can use this command when you want to repeat lines of code over and over.
You need the word range because it helps decide how many times your loop is repeated, however large the number is instead of the parentheses. But what does this algorithm do?
Essentially, it just repeats lines of code for you, and it can print a list of numbers, among many other things. But why is this so important?
So you don't have to copy and paste a lot of times, especially on huge projects. This can help shorten your code so it isn't confusing. Loop is a really useful tool to make your code look organized and pleasant.
Loop can help you make beautiful drawings with Python Turtle. An example of an amazing drawing we completed using a loop more than 15 times is this garden.
For this garden, we used a loop to make the spiral for the rose petals. We used parts of circles to create arcs and combine them to make these bushes that we're currently drawing. We used a similar algorithm for the clouds, but smaller and white. For the sun's rays, we used a loop to draw a ray, then pick the pen up to draw another ray, and so on. For these tulips, we figured out how to draw one petal, then rotated it and looped it 3 times to make a full tulip. For this beautiful orange flower, we drew one petal first, then looped it 5 times to make the full flower. That's how we made this stunning garden utilizing loop many times.
Because of this, the loop algorithm is one of our favorite algorithms in programming.
Thank you for listening.